Was, first of all, my mom was the black sheep because she didn't have no guidance. You know what I'm saying? So she ended up being the one that was doing the worst in so many instances. So we were the kids of the one they felt was doing the work. Look at her.
Ooh.
Really?
You gonna hit the flow, girl. You know that, right?
You that strong? I am.
Yeah.
Where you trying to go, Mom?
Our title is called Black Gratitude. Black Gratitude. Black Gratitude. Yo. It's Black Gratitude in this biatch.
Okay. And we are thankful.
We are thankful.
Yes,
we are thankful.
Yes,
you want to know why? Because, okay, for one, let me explain. We have been lacking. And we're deeply sorry.
Yes, I apologize.
Yes, we apologize. I apologize. We all apologize. Even Asha over here apologizes. Because we have a life.
Yes,
we have a life, and it requires our attention. We have children. We have people we care about. We have so much going on that you can't even imagine what's going on. I mean, it's not even bad stuff. It don't even matter if it's bad stuff. We actually doing pretty good right now.
Absolutely.
Everything's good. Our spirits are high. And even if shit is going bad, I mean, we still here. Black Gratitude. Boom.
Bam.
Bam. Ain't that right? So, yeah. Me and Swiss Foreign. Y'all know I'm Swiss Foreign here. Me, Akua Blue, 23. You don't have to explain your age.
I'm 35.
She 35. She a proud 35.
Hell yeah. I got carded the other day. I was going in the gas station. Oh, I got carded twice. I went in the gas station, got some cigarettes, and the guy was like, ID, please. I was like, are you serious? I'm 35. You really need to see my ID? He was like, oh my God. It don't look like you can be somebody's mother. You look 16, 17.
Oh, wow. My goodness.
Thank you. Praise you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And this is when I didn't have a wig on or anything.
Right,
I had my natural fro. And, I was looking in my natural, we put these things on us that make us look older.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't that some shit?
Yeah, that's true. Because you see these teenagers running around here. They looking 25, 30 years old. Got contour, fake lashes. I don't care if you love makeup. That's you. If you want to pursue that dream, go ahead. But, girl... You about 13 years old. You don't sit your ass down somewhere.
And embrace your natural.
Embrace that.
And I think that's why, I try so hard to embrace my natural, curly naps. And, it's a good thing. People say that word. And I don't know, maybe it aches them to say nap. Nappy. Or, the things that, most African Americans try to hide from, but I love myself. Sometimes I might want some shit to flow, but learning how to accept yourself no matter what will allow you to be your best self when you put on the hair, when you take it off. Or
exactly. It only enhances the beauty that you are. It does.
Absolutely.
And that's how I feel about it. When I put my wig on, it makes me more beautiful. I'm already beautiful, but it just enhances those feet.
It's a quick fix,
It's a quick fix.
Because dealing with, we got to make sure our shit is, what I'm saying? Exactly. So to throw on something, boom, you ain't got to do too much. It just lay to the side. It's almost a convenience.
Exactly. It's convenient.
It's not even like you trying to be somebody who you're not. It's like, it's convenient.
It's hella convenient.
That's
because,
true.
Okay, so I have locks. I just transitioned into locks about a few months ago, thanks to my boyfriend. He got long ass locks. Girl,
we love the locks.
We love the locks. My thing is, I love to change my hairstyles 24/7, and it's not that I can't do it, because it is possible. You can still wear a wig with locks and stuff like that. But this is the biggest transition I ever made. This is more than me cutting my own hair. I used to cut my hair back, when I was younger, but now I'm older. I want to grow my hair longer. Absolutely. I want to do, bigger and better things with my hair. And one day my hair just knotted up on my ass one day because I wasn't responsible with it. And I was like, fuck it, locks. Here we go.
Absolutely.
So I just retwisted my shit, 3 days ago. And it's a process, man. I'm telling you.
And you think it would be, it's harder maintaining your hair than it is that fall shit.
Yeah, that fall shit.
Man, you gotta make sure you got the right oils, butters, and you go through. Hey, I'm telling you.
Oh my God. And then that's another thing. Like, it has its pros and cons. Having locks.
It do.
But before I get into my locks thing,
yeah.
Let me tell y'all the topic thing. We going off tangent.
Yeah, my bad.
The topic today, our title, if you haven't noticed, is Just Breathe and Be Thankful.
Breathe. Ooh.
You feel that?
Ooh wee. That's that lock song, Breathe. That was the shit. I mean, for real.
I can open this window
for real. Yeah.
If it ain't
a little air. Put a little air in here. You have to take a deep breath.
Take a deep breath. Because best believe, we're telling you to just breathe and be thankful. And you want to know why? Because there's a lot of shit going on in America today, right? This is America. Yes. No pun intended. But I'm pretty sure some of y'all saw that music video. That was dope. But yeah, so in this topic, we're basically going to talk about every fucking thing. Yeah. We're going to talk about everything that's going on in our lives. But to be more specific, how to handle your life.
Absolutely.
How to go through it without feeling stressed or, without being stressed or without having to feel like, damn, I got to do this quick, fast, in a hurry, blah, 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 woody,
Slow down.
Slow your ass down. Slow your ass down. Just breathe and be thankful. Breathe. Because this, I'm telling you this because, for one, let's go back to the locks topic. I was scared to do my locks. I was scared to start this transition, and it happened by accident.
No.
It didn't even happen by accident. It was just like, fuck it, this is what's gonna have to happen.
Just tell her no.
No, boo-boo. No. Go somewhere else. I'll pick you up. But yeah. So, locks is a process, like I said. When I started my locks, it was literally an accident. And I didn't want to do it. I honestly didn't want to do it at first because I was scared. Just like life.
Yeah, absolutely.
You scared to do something because you don't know what the outcome is. You run into these things, like you stop at, it's like a hallway. You come down the hallway and you're like, okay, I can go down this hallway, or I can go in this door.
Right.
Or I could do something else.
Right.
But you doing all these other turns and all these other functions, but going forward. Right. You doing all these other things to prevent you from going through that door at the end of the hallway. And I remember a teacher told me this one time when I was in jazz band. He said, you kids are like a person in a prison, but the door is open. Wow. And you just staring at it. You won't even go through the door. And that's how I came with that assumption. Like, this transition of locks, and with my hair in general, was like that hallway. It was like that cage I was in, but the door was open.
I totally understand.
And so when I let it go, when I did my thing, I'm starting to see what I've been looking for. Because I was being patient with myself with my hair, and I take the time to take care of it when I can. Sometimes I just let it go. But that's one of the advantages of having locks. One, you can just let this shit go.
Right.
And even if you didn't retwist it, you got all this new growth. Your hair is getting longer 24/7. I don't know, like, if you're white listening to this and you don't understand what the hell I'm talking about, let me explain. Black people's hair, certain black people, have a kinkier, tighter texture. And our hair actually is strong. It's really strong. It's strength. It's really, if you tried to pull on it, you could barely get anything out of it. You might get a few strands coming out and stuff, but you ain't gonna see no long ass strand or a big ass ball unless we comb it or something. So my thing is, since our hair is that strong and it's kinky and curly, it has to grow in that state. And that's how my hair works. My hair grows better and faster when it's in a tighter, more
stronger.
Stronger.
Them coming together make.
What's wrong with Rasha?
Hey, you're not gonna control me. What you laughing for?
She's like, nobody paying attention to me. That's all it is. You something else. Ooh. Asha in the building. This girl is something else. But yeah, it just grows better in that sense. It grows better in that state.
It's strength. Because I think your brother was telling me, because he had locks before, but he was saying that why it grows so long is because the ends usually fall off. Yes. And you know that, what is it called? The root? Yep, the root. The root is the strongest part. So if you lock it up, it's giving it more strength to hang. Like, it's not just one string. You know, it's allowing it to, you know, strengthen up because it's together. Like, we should be in a nation, like, together. That's another deep aspect of it. The lock. The lock. It doesn't require one strand of hair. It requires all strands in a collective section in your hair. There you go. And so, with that being said, we should be the same way when it comes to our societies, families, inner circles, whatever you want to call it. That's just being honest. Is that why the locks is called the locks? Maybe. Right. I never thought about it like that. You know, I never actually looked up the history of a lock. You didn't? I never actually see. Hit a learning moment. Right. We gonna have to look up this particular thing. Because I know they used to call them dreads, right? Yeah, dreadlocks, locks. Just put the history of locks. Yeah, the history of locks. I know. Okay. The history of locks.
I don't know what you mean by. I know the history of luck.
I didn't say luck, but anyway, okay. The history of dreadlocks. See, I knew they was gonna know what that meant. Here's what I found on the web for the history of dreadlocks.
Ebony.com.
Okay, well, and it's got Bob Marley on it. When many folks think of dreadlocks, the drama that unfolded between Zendaya and Giuliana Rancic probably comes to mind. For those who need a quick refresher, Zendaya chose to rock false locks on the red carpet at the Oscar. The cover girl adorned her locks with beads, wore a sophisticated Vivienne Westwood gown. Mm-hmm. Racine suggested that the following day on Fashion Police that 18-year-old hair probably smelled or patchouli, really?
Yep,
and
weed. And weed, yep.
Racine
I remember
later
that
apologized on air for her seemingly... No, she didn't.
I remember that incident, too. I remember, because it was literally you know how we having a conversation now? Uh-huh. And then they saw the picture, and they were talking about, you know, the red carpet, all that stuff. And then she was like, wow, look at that hair. She looks like she smells of petroleum weed. It was just, casual. Oh, she said it so casually, it was a joke. Okay. But the public and other people did not take it as a joke. Okay. Especially Zendaya. She did not take it as a joke. Right. You know? Right. So...
Right. Okay. Well, wow. That's something we could talk about too. But let's get to what we came on here for. Okay. What is this? On September 15th, the 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals ruled it is non-discriminatory to ban locks in the workplace. The same day, Marc Jacob was accused of cultural appropriation when his mostly white models walked the runway wearing pastel-colored locks. Mm-hmm. During New York Fashion Week, the message was clear. Dreadlocks are not welcome unless the person wearing them is white. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, I remember that too. If y'all haven't seen that, look up pictures of that fashion show. They said it was Marc Jacobs, right? Look up Marc Jacobs, dreadlocks, whatever, and you will see the models.
Colored locks during his New York Fashion Week. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it goes on to say the late Bob Marley introduced the hairstyle into mainstream culture in the 70s, with Whoopi Goldberg further popularizing the look in the 80s. Lauryn Hill and Lenny Kravitz proudly rocked theirs in the 90s. Toni Morrison and Alice Walker have worn them for as long as we can remember. The natural hair movement helped set off a resurgence in locks in recent years with Ava DuVernay, Ledisi, Willow, Jaden, Chloe and Halle is the group by Beyonce.
Yep. Okay. That signed under.
And the Weeknd all making locks part of their signature look. Over the decades, locks have become associated with all things Jamaica to the point where most people think Jamaicans invented locks. But written evidence suggested otherwise, dating as far back as 2500 BC, the Vedas, Hinduism oldest scripture, depicted the Hindu god Shiva wearing locks, or jata in the Sanskrit language, according to Dr. Bert Ashe's book, Twisted My Dreadlocks Chronicle. Oh, we're going to have to check that out.
Yeah.
Ancient Egyptian pharaohs also wore locks, which appeared on tomb carvings, drawing other artifacts thousands of years later. Mummified bodies have been recovered with their locks still intact. Dreadlocks can be traced to just about every civilization in history, says Shamir Falk, an Atlanta-based natural hairstylist and owner of Dr. Locks. No matter the race, you will find a connection to have dreadlocks for spiritual reasons.
That is pretty.
So you want to go on, or is that enough information?
I think that's enough.
Okay.
I mean,
just a little,
just a little taste of what it really is.
And what people think and what they write, what they've been writing about, a little incidents, a little everything.
Yep, a little everything.
Okay.
Because I know from my understanding, like, locks can also, be a representation of religion, and practices, like specifically Rastafarian. That's what Bob Marley grew up in as a Rastafarian, and all of his, everybody has locks. Even his daughter, his children in general, everybody has locks because it's just a symbol of not their lifestyle, but their culture. It's culture, and that's where that word, cultural appropriation comes in, because it's like you taking certain aspects from different cultures. Like, and turning them around to make them yours, or not, or being ignorant.
Exactly, being ignorant.
Yes, being ignorant to what the hell you really doing.
Absolutely,
it's just like, okay, like for example, Katy Perry, she did this music video. I hated it because it was like the epitome of black stereotypes, but she's white, so she had the two big old braids going down, and then she was eating watermelon. Yeah, it was like that. It was like really cheesy, and it was just like, what you trying to say,
right.
And
that she want to be like us,
basically. And it's just like, but I've learned.
I mean, for real, what else could it? When you imitating something, that's saying you trying to replicate it.
Yeah, you trying to be that.
Yeah,
but it's just
especially
like
on a national platform. You
exactly.
know what I'm saying?
And it was crazy though, because it was just like, she really thinks she doing something.
Yeah,
you know? But that goes not just for her, but anybody.
Right. Absolutely.
And it's like, I know some people don't mean to dress a certain way, but at the same time, if you don't have no knowledge of it, you need to look it up. You need to take the time to figure out where this resides from.
Absolutely.
So you won't be taking it as like, oh, right now I'm going to be rocking dashikis now because Black Panther and blah, blah, blah. Like, do you know where that came from?
Right.
Do you know why you wearing it? Do you know what really these patterns mean? Different patterns and, African culture mean so many different things, mean so many different symbolisms of gods and everything that they do. And if you don't have knowledge of that specific thing, you could be rocking something that it could be offensive.
Absolutely.
It could be really offensive to somebody else.
That's true.
Oh, Baba woke up.
Hey, hush.
Just breathe.
Yep.
And be thankful. Yep. Because regardless of all this cultural appropriation and, changing of the locks and changing of your situation, there's so much that you could be thankful for.
Absolutely.
There's so much that you could come home to and be proud of. There's so much that you could go back in your mind, in the vaults at the back of your head, and be proud of.
Absolutely.
And we saying this based on experience. Like, I recently just got out of school about 2 weeks ago. And I struggled in this semester that I was in because 8 to 9 classes, I was juggling like crazy. And I'm like my own worst critic. We're all our own worst critics. We always have something negative to say about ourselves.
Absolutely.
But, it's like, if it comes to the point, like, what if we talk to somebody else like we talk to ourselves?
Right.
It would be so disrespectful.
Yeah, it would be.
Like one thing I
said, I think you're trying to, be mean.
Hella mean.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what's one negative thing I say about myself a lot? I'm like, why the fuck you can just never just sit down? Or like, why you always be so complicated in certain situations and da-da-da-da-da. And if I like came at Swiss Foreign or a close friend or my boyfriend like that, they'd be looking at me like, where you coming from? What you going through? You alright?
Right.
Like, I'll be like, I'm sorry, I was talking to myself.
Right. For real.
I was talking to myself.
Right.
After the semester, like the craziness I've, been through with that whole entire winter, it was like I still came out on top somehow. Got a 3.2.
Yay!
Yay! I'm not dying.
Congratulations.
I'm not dying, and I managed to get on the dean's list. That was something I never ever was able to do, and that was something I really wanted to accomplish, and it happened. And I was not expecting it to happen at all because,
such amazing.
Like, for real, like, I was not expecting this to happen because, not to say that I don't do well in school and stuff. It's just, when you never seen something good happen ever for you as far as academics or anything, it's hard to see it sometimes.
Absolutely.
That's what life, that's what life in general. There's a lot of us walking around here that's never seen anything good happen.
Yeah.
And when something good comes along, we fuck it up.
And you know what? I was just telling my family, my mom and my sister, we have been raised to think the worst.
Yes.
Like, okay, let's just say if you going to buy a car and somebody, quote you a price that you think that's unfair, what's the first thing you gonna say? Yeah. He trying to get over on me, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Why would we put a negative thought? We have to change our mind state with everything. You know what I'm saying? You think if you keep the same mentality that you can produce something other than what you've been producing, your whole life. No, you can't. You can't take an orange and get an apple. You got to change the seed. So it's just like if you've been having bad luck or been stressed or been this and been that most of your life, you can't continue to do the same thing and expect for what? You hang around somebody or you do this. No, you got to change the way you think.
Exactly.
You got to change the seed that, is planted in your mind and things will change. You know what I'm saying? And I think I've always felt that way in the beginning of my transformation, which was over, I think, like 8 years ago is when it actually started. And I experienced a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what you want? You see me up here with you, brother?
Hey, Asha.
I experienced a lot of things coming from growing up in Easter, Hey. Coming from a single parent home, I just, I'm in a time of my life where things are changing and it's not comfortable because it's so good that you question them.
Yes.
Like anybody ever been there? I know everybody that's been stressed, but have you ever been in that place where you're changing the way that you're looking at things and things starting to change and you get uncomfortable? It's like, so I tell myself every day to be thankful for, everything that is around me, every space that every person feel that's around me. I'm thankful for all the bad things that happens, the uncomfortable things. I'm thankful for, everything that I have right now because I am, and
yes.
I'm thankful for life. Life is a joy itself. And I teach and practice and preach to myself how joyful life is because it is. I get to experience kids. I get to experience mother, father. I get to experience, my kids having grandparents around them.
Oh,
I
yes.
get to experience animals. I get to experience, living in a home. I get to experience having my own vehicle. I get to experience, college. I get to experience a sister-in-law. I get to experience sisters and brothers. And these are things we take advantage of.
Yes.
We don't show how thankful we are for these experiences because some people will never experience them.
You're right.
Or
You're right.
can't experience them.
Like, that's one thing that we are definitely thankful for. We don't have any limitations on anything we do.
No.
At all. Regardless if we got kids, regardless if we have issues of our own mentally, we have no limitations. No. Some people can't do certain things.
That's true.
And I understand that because I've seen it happen.
Right.
I've seen people that can't make the money they need because of their life situation, their life state. It don't even have to be mental. Sometimes the universe ain't on your side.
That's true.
The universe is not going to express or show anything to you. Why are you so mean? But yeah, the universe will not present anything to you if you're not ready for it. It's not even if you're ready. It's just the universe knows better. And if you hear me say universe, I'm referring to God, if that's what you believe in. God will not present you anything that you're not ready for. Even if it is presented to you, there's a reason it is. There's a reason for everything. There's people who are homeless and can't understand why, because they've been in the dark for so long. You know, when you in the dark for the longest time, and all you've seen was that state of life, all you've seen or all you know is that particular thing.
Right.
You know, sometimes you just can't control your situation.
That's true.
Sometimes it's just out of your control. And that's why people turn to faith. That's why people are seeking meditation. Yep. That's why people are seeking any type of spiritual connection to themselves and the earth. Because, believe it or not, whoever's listening, you are responsible for others, regardless if you feel like you're not.
Right.
We are responsible for each other. Yeah. And what I mean by that is the economy has to do with us. Everybody.
That's true.
There are certain things that are outside of us that have nothing to do with us, but they still do. Because they show up in our doorstep. Just like that. If somebody's selling drugs or, doing something they're not supposed to be doing, they affected other people. Because think about the neighborhood you come from. But you selling this or whatever. You gonna draw that attention to yourself and draw that attention to everybody else in your neighborhood.
That's true.
It's the same thing if you're not financially stable. If you have a family but you ain't working nowhere, how the fuck everybody's supposed to eat?
That's true.
if all of y'all ain't working, how is anybody supposed to get anything done? Like, if we all ain't doing something towards this family to grow together, right, how is anything supposed to be done?
Period.
And then being a family has something to do with everybody else too, because you're raising your raising your children to be active members in society,
right?
To get a job, to be the best person they gotta be. They don't even have to get a job, just being the best person they can in this world that they live in.
Yeah, that's true.
And so, regardless if you feel like you have nothing to do with world problems and everything else that's going on, you have a lot to do with it. And it's not the blame game, sweetie. That's not what it is. Don't take it personal.
Right.
That's just the part of life.
Right. Everybody has a responsibility if they like it or not. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's a responsibility of being, like you said, your best. Even if it's being there to be your best for somebody else to see you and it motivate them to change the world. Like, you just never know. Nothing's too small to go unnoticed. You know what I'm saying? And just like when we were in Indiana and I had went into the Walmart and it was this white guy, he was working at the return counter. Why he always want to call during our thing? He was working at the return counter or whatever, but he kept smiling at me, so I kept smiling at him back, right? And I was just smiling. We were just smiling at each other. So, he was like, is it anything that I can do for you? And I was like, yeah, I'm returning something. Basically, I had my remote. But to make a long story short, when I got up there to him, he was extra nice, right? Yes. And I was extra nice back to him, right? And, the lady had came back from one of the registers. She was like, yeah, it's about to get busy, you know, because it was crowded in there. And she was like, yeah, and he's always acting too nice and this, and that, and this, and that. Then a lady came from the back of the line and she was like, excuse me, can you call and get, like I used to be, can you call and get somebody to help you? He was like, you know, is nobody else to call? You know, this is as good as it gets. But I told him, I said, you can never be too nice. I said, be you. Mm-hmm. No matter what somebody feel like somebody taking advantage of it, be you. If that's you, then they gotta hate it or love it. It don't matter. Be you. Don't be, you know, not too nice because somebody telling you you ain't nobody using you because you being you. So you only giving what it is that you got to give. Mm-hmm. You know, so don't cheat yourself. Yeah. And that's what I told him. He was just a smiling, you know, no telling what that done to his life. But as small as that, how you can affect somebody by being your best and giving your best out in happiness. Yes. Because I don't know where was that me and you or something, but it's just like every time I ride past black people, they want to bug your ass. Like, smile.
24/7.
Oh my God.
That's what happens to me.
Wrong?
Like 24/7. If I have blue hair, I get the most stares.
Oh my God.
And it's be from black women specifically.
You can't even smile. If you look too long, they want to hold up their hands.
Exactly. Like what you looking at?
Yeah.
Who you looking at? Like, boo, you looking at me. Like,
you know,
give
blow
me a hug
kiss or something. Yeah.
Like,
you know, calm down. I think that was me and you. We was at the mall. What was that? Novi.
Yep, 12
And
bucks.
as I seen the white people, they was just coming out happy out the thing. And the black people just slunged down looking mad.
Looking
like,
mean as hell. Exactly. I don't know.
I can't even look at my own people. It's like, because they mugging you.
They mean mugging.
Like, I don't know what's going on, guys, because I've been stressed and I've went through things and everything, but we got to do better.
We have to do better.
We do.
As our own kind and culture.
Yeah, no matter what.
No matter what.
Slavery and this is okay, but we have to be, you know, we can't go off that. You know, I understand what people done to us and our culture and all that, but we not to say let it go, and it's a touchy subject because some people, you know, Kanye said something about it and everybody took it out of whack. Mm-hmm. But I just want to say, ain't nothing wrong with being happy after what had happened. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to hold this weight on your shoulder forever because they done us wrong and they continue to do us wrong, because there's some people in the world that's going to be right for you, you know, and then it's the ones that's not. So we have to learn how to, you know, take the good with the poison to medicine again. And that's why I like that, because, believe me, I've been stressed and went through, but I'm just, you know, we have to look within, and that's why we doing these podcasts and we putting it out there for our people, you know, for everybody. But, you know, definitely to help a culture that we are a part of, you know. It's all right to smile. Yes. Even if you ain't feeling right, it's something that the muscles do to the brain to trigger the mind when you smile. It fool the mind to tell the mind you feeling good.
You're good. You're all right. It's okay. You're dying inside, but you're all right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, it's like...
You are. You breathe.
Breathe.
You breathe. Everybody, and you have a choice.
Everybody just breathe.
Breathe. The air. Thankful. Yes. Thankful.
Be thankful.
Thank you.
You feel that?
Thank you.
I hope you feel that.
Yes.
You know, for those like that listening that may not be in a good place right now, like the best thing to do when you're not in a good place, well, what we do is we chant. Yeah. We chant, "Nam yo ho renge kyo." Yeah. And we also talk about it. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's hard to talk about it, but me and my sister, we talk a lot. Mm-hmm. That's one thing I can definitely say I'm thankful for in my life, to have a sister to be here. Yeah. Because, I do have a sister. I have siblings in general, but they're not always here. They're not available to me 24/7. And Miss Swiss Foreign right here, she's available for me, like, all the time. That's what I was getting at earlier. When we say just breathe, be thankful, I'm saying this. I almost fucked up somebody's car, okay? This was at my nephew's soccer game. I'm chilling. I come up. I'm like, all right, come on, let's go to the soccer game. We got the chairs. We all ready to go.
We having a good time.
We having a good time.
Positive vibes.
Positive vibes. Next thing you know it, I back up because I felt like I was parked in the wrong spot. I felt like I was supposed to park on the other side of the field or something. Girl, I scooted back. I just one moment I just backed up. Boom, just like that. It was just so freaking loud. It sounded like I fucked somebody's shit up. And I was scared. I was like upset. I was feeling all these emotions at once. Because the last thing I want to do is fuck up somebody's car. The last thing I want to do is fuck up my own car. The last thing I want to do is get somebody else in danger involved in my shit. Okay? So when it happened, I was scared. I had the window open. I was like, I'm so sorry I didn't see you and stuff. It was like, I had no idea this person pulled up behind me to park in the same spot. And I should have looked behind me and stuff. But sometimes, you
be into what
you doing. And it's almost like that person came out of nowhere,
Right.
So she was just as concerned as I was. She, at first she had a little attitude because when I was telling her I was sorry, she was like, hey, can you get off my car, please? I was just like, oh, all right. So I pulled up, right, excuse the fuck out of me. I pull up. I pull up, and she didn't say much, and I was too afraid to speak to her. It wasn't even like fear itself. It's just I had to get my shit together. I wasn't in the best state of mind to talk to her in that moment in time.
Right.
Because I felt bad for what I did, and it wasn't because I was hiding or anything like that. It's just I didn't want to be out of character. Or I didn't want to say the wrong thing, or I didn't want to make her feel like, I'm just fucking around and I don't have no sense of what I'm doing.
Right.
But we went on about our business. We went to the soccer game, and we had a great time. It was my nephew's first game, and it was something.
And they lost.
They lost. We just gonna put it out there. They tired as hell, man. Oh my goodness. But they got 1 point.
Yeah, they did. Right, 2 seconds before the game was over.
Right, and they
literally
did their best. They
absolutely
did their best. There's a lot of things they need to work on, but hey, it's kids soccer. For their first time, they did pretty well.
Yeah.
Because I bet you some soccer teams don't even get a first goal on their first try.
That's true. That's true.
They probably don't get anything.
That's true.
But I went to the game. I enjoyed myself. My sister, she helped me out to calm my nerves. When we were on the phone, she could not calm me down.
No,
I was I was so upset. I'm like, if I fuck this girl's car up, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Right.
What, oh my God, I already got enough problems with my own damn car.
Right.
I was going through it. But going through my day and just, I didn't dismiss the issue. I just had to keep moving forward.
Right.
Because sometimes you don't have time to break down. Sometimes you don't have time to mourn. Sometimes you don't have time to cry, anything like that. Life is telling you, girl, you got shit to do. You better keep moving.
Yep.
Because if you sit here too long, you're going to get too comfortable and you ain't going to get nothing done.
That's true.
So when I did come back to the scene of the crime, she was still there, luckily. And I talked to her. I came up to the car. I was like, I wanted to apologize to you. I know you probably had a child in the car, and I didn't mean for any of this to happen at all. I was really, I felt really bad. I did, because, like I said, she had a child in the car. Her daughter was there. And I think I pretty much scared them. But at the same time, they were on the same tip I was when I finally communicated with her. When I finally talked to her and told her what I was feeling, she was like, I felt the same way. Like, I thought, everything was fucked up too. And I'm just happy that this worked out. We shook hands and, and that was the end of the day. I didn't have to put any money into anything. Nothing was fucked up. Her car was fine. Mine was fine. Like, everybody was good.
Right.
And it's just like, sometimes you look back and you be like, I wish that my attitude was different in the midst of it. But at the same time, I'm glad that I came back and changed the situation.
You know what? And I think we all do that because...
Yes.
But I think that's us moving. I mean, that's us gradually graduating, from ignorance when we wish we can change.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I shouldn't have been so hard, or I shouldn't have been, I should have did this, and I should have did it that way. And that's what slowing down, taking a breath, it allows you to think. It allows the oxygen to get into your brain. You know what I'm saying? It allows you to stop and make a rational decision. and not just to act off impulse. You know, it's the worst thing you could do. We do that. Action can come out of nowhere.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And now it's like, oh my God, why did I do that? You know?
Mm-hmm.
So breathe, you know.
Just breathe. And that's what I had to do.
Air.
That's what I had to do in that moment. I had to breathe. Me going to the game and, you know, not being able to talk to her in that moment, that was my time to breathe. That was my time to gather myself.
Absolutely.
And luckily she was still there so I could rectify and make sure everything was straight.
Yep.
Because even if something bad did happen to her car, best believe I'm responsible. I'm definitely responsible.
Right.
I'm not those type of people like, I ain't paying for shit.
Right.
I ain't doing that. I'm getting out of here. Like, I'm not that type of person.
Right.
Like, I don't do that shit. I do not play with that, okay?
Right.
Because you wouldn't want that person
that to happen to you.
Right. Like, why would you? Don't nobody want no hidden,
Right. No.
Don't nobody want that to happen to them. But in that situation, when it happened to me, that taught me to just breathe and be thankful because my sister-in-law was there. Even if something bad did happen, it was going to be taken care of.
Right.
And then on top of that, my friend was there too. So he was able to, you know, communicate for me if I couldn't, you know. And then on top of that, you know, at least we all were alive.
Right.
At least if it could have been a lot worse.
Could have been worse, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I totally understand. Yeah, I totally understand.
Oh man, but yeah, that's my experience of this particular time.
Right.
Just breathe and be thankful because
right.
it could be so much worse.
Right.
And even if it is worse, we have to stay
Still
sane.
exactly.
We have to keep breathing
Yeah.
because when you're breathing, that's you being thankful. When you can walk down the street, go to the store, when you can drive to the grocery store, or if you can go visit your friend, if you can do whatever you can with your 2 legs or whatever you have used to get to your next point, be thankful you can do that.
Absolutely.
Because half of the population is dying.
Absolutely.
But we still here.
Hey, calm down.
Shit could be a lot worse.
Yes, it can. And I think I don't feel that we're thankful or appreciative to the small things. You know, like I had to tell myself today, you know, let me look at why I cringe when my kids cry. And it was like, because I'm in a rush. You know, I want you to stop crying now. And you changed, you fed, you know, you this, you that. Hold on now. You was once a baby. I understand this sound because you have graduated to English.
Yes.
That their cry irritates you, and I had to write about it because you know a lot of people I know and I'm around. You know, my kids cry. You know what I'm saying? Or like they wrote the letter about the restaurant. If you got kids, we're gonna need. Stop, Asha. We're gonna need you to keep that down. And this is okay. No. So. I had to find the greatness in it.
Yes.
And I sat and I listened to them cry, and then they want to stop crying. I'm like, okay, as I want to listen to you cry, you stop crying. Yes. I said, but I sat there and I listened to them while they were screaming, crying because there wasn't no tears coming out. But you know, when it's a way of communicating, even though it's loud to us. But if we take something and put a certain title on it in our minds as if, oh, that makes me, you know, then that's what it will be. Mm-hmm. So to change the mind, breathe, change what you see. It's like, okay, when they scream or they yell, now I'm looking for what it is I can do for you. And to look at it as music to my ears. Yes. It's life. Yes. And it's allowing me to be in a space with 2 growing human beings that is not domesticated. That has no idea of time, that has no idea of limits. It's a blessing. I see why some people, you know, that can't have kids, I wish I could have, you know, it's a whole, when you change the way your mind, the things you look at change. Yes. And I feel like that I'm just in my transformation of that. So, you know, I'm thankful for it, and I'm just sharing with you guys, you know, some of the experiences I go through. It's like real live. Real live information is the best information. You know, you can't go wrong. It's just like, You know, just like he doing that now. Like he knows that sound he makes irritate people. But if he finds out it brings music to their ears, that's when he gonna stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Ain't that something?
Because it's like,
yeah, like, ooh, baby, go ahead. Then they gonna be like, I ain't about to scream again.
Right, I ain't saying
you
nothing.
know, for real. Oh, look at him. Yeah. And then you start screaming. You want to be like, no, don't be doing what I'm doing. So full of it. But I love my kids. I love my family. I'm just gonna read something. No, I'm gonna read today what I wrote in my I'm not gonna call it a diary. I'm gonna call it a book in process of transformation. But I wrote today. Today I woke up feeling determined to be happy and to accomplish. He came to me. I am thankful for life. My children, definitely. My strong, healthy husband. Why should I ever complain or be unhappy with the breath of choice? People, responsibilities, objects, words, problems are all blessings and fortune in my life.
Yes.
That's how I feel, you know? And that's what I will. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't want to know nothing else, even my problems. So now what's the problem?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever.
Right, whatever.
You know? So I'm just sharing that with you guys because I'm thankful to be in this great space that I am in today. And my sister, she know when to come. Like, it's like she be coming right on time. That's why she be like, well, I thought hey, divine order. Ain't that what she said
Everything
earlier?
happens
She said that early.
Order.
It do. And when we learn how to watch it unfold instead of rushing, you know, and now that's where accident and incidents come from. You know what I'm saying? Because we so much in a rush that we don't prepare and we don't allow life to unfold before us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thankful, and I want to continue to keep, because I want y'all to listen to our podcasts and hear the good and bad things that happens in our life, and be happy for them.
Happy for them.
You know, because we don't want you to be sad when you listen to us. We want you to understand that you ain't the only one going through,
of
and
course
that don't make that is no attachment to your problems. Has no attachment to your emotions. You do. You make that choice to be happy or not. So when you breathe, it reminds you that you have the choice. So every time you breathe, I want all our fans of our show to, every time they breathe, it's called the breath of choice. Every time you breathe, remember you have a choice. Even when especially when something go wrong, it's like we take that breath. It's like, damn, well, you know what? That happened, but I'm happy. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. Gratitude. Black gratitude.
Black gratitude. And that's the reason why we came up with this particular title, because we are black. We are I guess you could say African Americans, black, you know, like we're brown people.
We are. We are.
We're brown.
You know, we are great people.
Yes.
Intelligent people.
Yes, we're strong.
We're strong.
We're
people.
Stronger than the average human being.
Yes. We
go through more than like the average human being. We have so much to offer in society.
Absolutely.
Even though there's so little of us, you know, according to percentage of what this world is made of, but we're mighty.
Yes.
We're mighty. We're mighty. We're in strength. We have the faith of 1,000 gods.
Absolutely.
We have the faith of 1,000 gods and goddesses.
That's true.
And so, you know, with that being said, show gratitude to us.
Absolutely.
Show black gratitude. Show gratitude to the people that look like you.
Absolutely.
To the people that may not come from the same walk of life, but we share the same aspirations and goals.
Background.
Backgrounds.
We all know about slavery. We all have that background that some people not proud of. But you know what? I'm proud of it. Mm-hmm. That we made it.
This far.
Are here. Yes. Some people didn't make it. Yeah. Some people died for us to be here, to be able to have a voice to speak to y'all.
To be honest,
yeah.
Because think about other cultures, like I don't know if you guys ever watched the movie Moana, but that's the shit.
Yes, I love it.
I love the movie. And I love the movie because it's based on a culture that actually is not that huge. Right. There's only 1,000 and something people in that particular culture.
Wow.
And only 1,000 something people speak that language. It's not known. It's not similar. It's not recognizable. Like
right.
you
Popular.
can't.
You can't. You won't bump into nobody from that culture.
Exactly. You gotta really find them.
Yeah.
In order to really see what it is about.
Right. And if we have anybody listening that knows how to write or make movies, let's make one about Black gratitude, our culture, or what we want and what we dream. Even if you can't see it, it's something we can make and and it'll happen. Once you paint the picture, it has to come to action,
Hell yeah.
So, we have to. And I was just thinking that, like, there's no Black animation about where that's not, you got the frog and the, what is it?
Oh,
Princess and the Frog. But that's not, it's still not cultural, I don't think, to me.
Yeah.
Like Moana was, or, how they did Frozen. They put behind these cultures, they put behind this dream for the kids that watch. And it's just like my son used to always ask me, like, Mommy, why is no Black movie this, or why I can't see a little boy that look like me, that's what I'm saying.
You're right.
And I told him, I said, why don't you start making your own shows then, so you can take care of that need for other kids,
Right.
So
because it's like we have easy access to all these other things, but we got to look high and low for our shit. It's just like, when we go to Walmart and our shit is in a different section.
Absolutely.
And we got to look high and low for that one, or we saw last week and it's not there no more.
Exactly.
Like, and we shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't make our shit so exclusive.
Exactly.
And, that comes along with our brand as well. We came up with ASE, iconic. Kua, Shakeen, Emporium, iconic. And it may sound long as fuck. You might have a hard time saying it like I do. But this is something we came up with ourselves because we want to make fashion and, things that look like us more accessible. We have to look high and low for certain graphics. We have to look high and low for certain things.
I remember I couldn't find a dashiki. I was calling around, like, you got to order it offline, like, when it became the fad and everybody wanted to wear them, But it's just like, until it became a fad, it wasn't important. My auntie used to wear dashikis 20 years ago. Yes. Like, they used to come with the hats and all types.
Exactly. What I'm saying? Like, that was my dad.
It was exclusive, though. You couldn't just go to the store and get a dashiki. And it's just like a lot of things we use, just like the coconut oil and the natural. You got to go to a corner to get it, or a trade. Not saying that it's anything wrong with that, but why we, let's build us a community. You go downtown and they got their section where they, what I'm saying?
Exactly. I'm going to use the red one.
We gotta come together, guys. Like, for real. We can't hate on each other forever. We gotta lift each other up, guys. You know what I'm saying? As we're taking a break right now, I can read you guys, the poem I wrote today. It's called My, My, My. It says, feel the fortune, we know the pain so well. Why? When we have the choice of breath, the wealth, the health, the strength, and the hurt. Life demanding disturbance keep us away from the natural face. A simple scream from an infant can be alarming when in life is awakening to the space. Slow your pace. My, my, my. That's what I wrote today. I was feeling poetic today. I'm like all in one. I'm something like the sun, I give life. I shine. I help things grow. I can be the light to find, the sunshine of our households,
Hell yeah.
So that's just a little part of us that we like to share with you guys. You only get one life. Don't waste it.
Exactly. And if you get into the next life, don't waste that either.
Okay. That's true. That's really, really true.
That comes to the phrase, Me and Swiss Forum was talking about that the other day. The phrase "live fast, die young."
Yeah, what y'all think about that?
Well, I want to know what y'all feel about that phrase specific. Like, what does that mean to you?
Right.
So if you ever take the time, comment on it when I promote it on Facebook or whatever, just say like, hey, I feel this. Like, I think live fast, die young means this.
Yeah.
But like the way I analyzed it was, when you live fast, die young, like the literal sense of it is what it says. Live fast, die young.
Right.
So whatever you're doing, you speeding through life, you going through all these experiences.
Doing whatever it is you possible. Right?
Yes. You probably got money, or you probably got all the cars, or not even cars, not even materialistic things. You probably traveling everywhere, doing so many things at a young age. And, you probably established at a young age and doing all these wonderful things. And then next thing you know it, you die in a plane crash, or you had an overdose, or, you die in a motorcycle accident, or
right.
you not even know where to be found. You could be going missing, whatever. But you lived your best life in that small little time frame.
Absolutely. And not saying that if you would have lived it slow and didn't accomplish anything, that you still wouldn't have died at that same time. You know what I'm saying?
You never know.
And then who knows what young is? You can live fast in a way where young is when you old still. Because you go up in age doesn't mean you're old. It just means that you're mature, I think. So who's to put a cap on what young is?
Exactly.
So
exactly.
It can be looked at many different ways. So I just feel like it's like almost living your best life. What you want to do, because in the inside, no matter who you try to mash yourself to be, who you are going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? So if you doing these things, that's what you want to do.
If that's in your heart,
yeah,
if that's what you feel that makes you happy,
that's you doing you.
Go ahead, do you. Because the biggest judge of your life is you.
Absolutely. And you worried about what somebody's saying, because it don't matter. If you fine with it, hey, don't nobody else matter.
Exactly. It kind of like relevant. It's kind of relevant to this interview I saw on the Breakfast Club, Azalea Banks. I'm pretty sure some of y'all probably watched it or heard about what she said about Cardi B, woo, all that stuff.
Oh, Lord.
Let's just scratch that, okay? She said some pretty good points in her interview. She said, why the fuck is anybody paying attention to what I say?
Right.
And why does anybody care?
Right.
I'm just like any other regular ass person.
Right.
So what is important about what I say?
Right.
And she talks hella shit. We all seen it on Twitter. We all heard about the things she say. Yeah, she be talking hella shit about the people that look like her and then some.
Right.
But her opinion don't mean shit.
Right. I think it's because they put it on a pedestal. When you are put on a certain caliber, like if you on the Breakfast Club and say that, okay, that shit is gonna be national and everybody gonna start. But if you say that shit on, like, I don't know, didn't she say stuff about her on Twitter? But until it was on the Breakfast Club is when they went back to all the texts and
exactly.
So I think it's like, the platform that you saying it on. You know what I'm saying? Like, because she said that right on Twitter, right, that she was ignorant of something, and I didn't hear about it till it was on the Breakfast Club.
Girl, so, I'm telling you.
I just feel like she got her opinion, and that just tell us who she is.
Yes. How
a person express their opinion tells you who they are.
Exactly.
So I don't see what's wrong with people having an opinion, and I feel like people with opinions that's different than the norm, they have their own way of thinking,
exactly.
And I like that sometimes about people, like don't be like everybody else all the time,
And it's like that's kind of how I feel about her. Yeah, she's really different. Despite all the things she say about other people, I actually like Azalea Banks because she's different from the norm.
Right, and I really don't know her. I'm going to get to know her, but I've heard her name dealing with some crazy shit.
Yeah,
so
crazy
I didn't know her as an artist, but when Blue was listening to her, I liked her, her music. And then I think she said she got a song called, what is it, Anna's Winter or something?
Anna Winter.
Yeah.
Anna Winter.
I want to check that out just by the title of it.
Girl,
I'll let y'all know.
It's like, her music is so different.
Okay.
It's like she's one of those rappers that's very versatile in the style of music.
Okay.
She doesn't just do trap. She doesn't do hip hop. She does house and techno, whatever she feels. And that's what I feel like we should do, because people are taking our shit.
Yeah.
They're taking our culture and what we built. And we can continue to own it all we want, but shit, what's going to stop us from taking that shit?
Exactly.
Like, to be honest, if I want to do a fucking techno song, I'm going to do a fucking techno song.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Shit. Like, and she even mentioned that too. Like, house originally was originated by, I think, a Latino and some other dude, some form of Mexican or Spanish or whatever. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you know about that, let me know. But she was, she made that argument like what's wrong with doing certain things? What's wrong with stepping outside of the norm? Like, if I became an artist and stuff, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would expect me to do R&B.
Right.
Because, I'm a singer. And I have that jazzy vibe. Some people call me, "Oh, you on that Erykah Badu shit."
For sure.
Oh, you that Lauryn Hill type of chick.
Right.
Like, what the fuck does that even mean? They their own persons. They their own people.
But you know what? I think they're trying to say that you your own person too.
Maybe.
That's what that might.
That's just the way they describe it.
How I would take it. Yeah, like, because those are great people they just named, so I would take it as if you are on your own shit. You ain't following nobody. You creating who a cool blue is. You know what I'm saying? Stop. Yeah, so I think that's what they trying to say.
That's probably what that is.
Yeah, I think
I never thought about it like that.
Ever since I've heard you do music, I felt like you had your own, I'm not going to even say style, your own wave. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do you. You're not trying to sound like this or sound like that. You produce a creation of shit. Like, I love it.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why we have to be thankful, is to be able to have dialogue with people,
right,
to communicate.
Right, that's true.
Because without communication, you will not be able to learn certain things you didn't know before. And, when you talk to other people, they give you a different perspective.
That's true.
And like Amir said, sometimes it's good to, know other people's opinions and where they're coming from, because you learning something.
That's
you never-ending learning about something you probably didn't see that way.
Right.
Kids getting rough and rowdy.
Yeah.
Are y'all telling us to wrap it up?
Yeah, I think.
Is that what you telling us to do? Yeah, you laughing. Okay. Well, look.
Happy birthday, Baba.
Yes, Khalil's birthday was yesterday, and we had a wonderful time.
Yes, we did.
He got his little
BMW
2-year-old driving.
Yeah,
2-year-old driving.
Yeah, Baba. Mama, baby.
And he had a great birthday.
Yes, I had so much fun.
At the end of the result, just breathe. Let's take a moment to breathe. And be thankful. And be thankful. Be thankful.
Be grateful. Thankful, y'all. It can be and I don't even want to. I want to try to find another way to say, instead of saying it could be worse, I want to say, be thankful, because it couldn't. It don't have to be.
It don't have to be worse. It don't have to be that way. And that's one thing we have to recognize. Certain things don't have to be a certain way.
Absolutely.
We put limitations on, like, I have no choice. This is it.
Yep.
I fucked up. What do you do? My life's like this.
Yep.
No, you have the choice to make things change.
Absolutely.
You just have to put your mind and heart into it. If your heart is telling you, look, I want to be a real estate agent. I want to flip these houses and turn them into beautiful houses for other people to live in. Do that shit. Why are you thinking about it? Sometimes things require thought. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, sometimes they do. But like I said, the only difference between us and animals is we can say what we gonna do, and they just do that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's because of language. So was language a good thing or a bad thing for us? because they can't tell you what they want. They gonna bark at your ass, or they gonna come show you where the ball at, or animals don't think. I mean, they probably already know, and I think thinking come with action too.
Yes.
But if you don't take the time and talk all that bullshit about what you gonna do, the only way you can even put that thought in your mind is by doing it.
Take action.
Talk about it and be about it.
Pray, chant, and just do it.
Yep.
And if you're going to talk about it, don't
be an animal. Don't do it.
Don't tell. Exactly. If you're going to do some shit, don't tell everybody in the whole fucking world.
Hello.
I'm about to do this.
And then I think you release that energy that you was going to use to do it.
Exactly.
Like once you say, I'm going to be the biggest rapper ever. Boom. You didn't let that shit out your body. Sometimes you got to just show with action. Be like, damn, she look like, she sound like the best rapper I done heard. Boom, somebody else then spoke it into existence by your action, so it gotta be true.
It's gotta be
but
true.
You just blowing smoke, sometimes it don't do nothing but become a cloud over your head.
Girl, I'm telling you.
So let's think about it and do it.
Let's keep doing shit.
Yeah.
Let's keep doing positive things
think
for
about
each other.
It and take action.
If you really want to do something, do it.
Absolutely.
What you waiting for? Yeah. What you really waiting for? The only person that's standing in your way is you. Now, if you got certain circumstances, I get it. Shit, life happens. Yeah. But if you ain't got nothing standing in your way, why not even go for it?
Don't be your own downfall.
Right. Don't be your biggest downfall. Don't do that to yourself.
That's true.
Now, I know we didn't even get to read the daily encouragement.
No, we didn't.
Because I know I didn't read it yet. So we're going to look this up real quick. And
it's a new moon today, y'all. So
it's
time for new changes.
It's a new moon.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Ronald calling. We got to hang up the phone right quick. You shouldn't have answered my phone. How you going to answer the phone for your grandpa? Don't answer my phone. We're in the middle of doing something.
So Daily Encourage, May 15th. Ralph Waldo Emerson says, good nature is plentiful, but we want justice with a heart of steel to fight down the proud. If people are merely good-natured, then those who are arrogant and high-handed will have free reign to carry on as they please. Only those who fight with hearts of steel are people of justice.
Wow.
That's deep.
Mm-hmm.
Hearts of steel. Mm. Do we have hearts of steel?
Mm-hmm.
I hope so.
Yep.
So with that being said, remember, my dad keep calling y'all. We gonna wrap this up. We have a life, like I said. We gave you what y'all needed.
We gave y'all life.
What we do? Look, 2 hours? We probably did 2 hours.
Y'all.
Look, we gave you life. We gave you earth.
Yes.
If y'all haven't heard Janelle Monáe's album, you should probably do so.
Oh, really?
So, yes, it was really great.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out.
There's some good music out here.
I know. Look, I'm just when you an artist and you trying to create you don't
shit.
Listen.
You don't want to listen. Yeah.
And I don't know why. Maybe it's just me. Y'all.
No, it's not just you because they all do that.
Oh, okay.
Janelle Monáe did the same thing, especially when it comes to social media.
Yeah.
You stray from that, and then when you come to the interviews and stuff, they bring up certain times. Be like, oh, I didn't know that.
Exactly.
Oh, I haven't been. I don't know. Shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you look. It ain't nothing wrong with your strategy at all.
Oh, okay.
You're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you so much for everybody who loves our podcast.
Thank you.
Remember to like, share, tell your friends, family, somebody random.
Your mama.
Like, shit, please do so. Let everybody know.
Yes,
we trying to get this big and growing. Yes, we want to continue to make this content for you.
We want to change the world.
We want to change the world. Exactly. Human revolution. If you don't know what that means, look that shit up.
Yep.
We are out of time. So remember to always be the sunshine in your household.
And don't take it personal, baby.
Don't take it personal. You're going to be all right. All right.